Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, Demetrius Andrade's next opponent has been announced. He is going to be testing the waters in the super middleweight division, and he is going to be fighting essentially a career welterweight in Dusty Hernandez Harrison. Now, first and foremost, if you're testing the waters in a new weight class, surely it's sensible to fight somebody from that weight class. Dusty Harrison is not a super middleweight, he's a welterweight. Essentially, Harrison was once a prospect in the welterweight division. Not a high level prospect, but a prospect nonetheless. But he never really stepped up. Literally the only relevant guy he fought at welterweight was a guy called Mike Dallas Jr. And that fight ended in a draw. Basically, Hernandez got a gift decision in that fight. You know, that's the same Mike Dallas who got knocked out in a round by Lucas Matisse. That's who Harrison was having life and death fights with in his natural weight class. That fight with Mike Dallas Jr. took place in 2016, and after 2016, Dusty Hernandez had a 3-year hiatus. He didn't fight in 3 years, and when he came back, he fought at higher weight classes. You know, like in the 160s, the 170s. Basically, like I said, Hernandez is an out-of-shape welterweight. I mean, this really is a shocking opponent for Demetrius Andrade. There's no excuse for it. Bear in mind as well, this fight is on the undercard of Danny Jacobs versus Gabriel Rosado, which in itself isn't a good fight. Demetrius Andrade is a guy who Eddie Hearn claims to be like the most avoided guy at 160. If he truly feels that way, why not just use this card to make Danny Jacobs versus Andrade, which would be a great fight. Everybody would love that fight. But no, both guys are in complete and utter mismatches. To be honest, Missmatch doesn't do Andrade versus Harrison justice, to be honest. It's worse than a mismatch. It's a massacre. Completely unacceptable. Comments this week from Andrade saying that he wasn't in the Liam Williams business, who's his mandatory for the WBO middleweight title. He's insinuating that Liam Williams isn't a worthy opponent, but Dusty Hernandez Harrison is. Artur Akovov is. Luke Keeler is. Come on now. Andrade needs to fight somebody. I don't think Liam Williams beats Andrade, but the guy's going to come to fight. He brings some danger. He can punch. He's improved. You know, it's a fight that people would actually be interested in. And Andrade's not been involved in one of those fights for quite some time. I just don't get why they don't go for that Liam Williams fight. You know, pursue the mandatory and get it out of the way. And in the meantime, it's a pretty decent fight. Why not? Why not go for it? But it feels like Team Andrade are getting cold feet in regards to that fight. And they're moving up. I could see Andrade having this fight and fully moving to 168. If that happens, I'm counting it as a duck. Personally, you can't be fighting Akovov and Luke Keeler and then say Liam Williams isn't worthy. That's not acceptable. You know, not acceptable at all. It's irrelevant whether I think Andrade would beat Williams. That's irrelevant. Truth is, the general consensus is that Liam Williams would be the best opponent Andrade's fought at 160. To say that guy's not worthy just seems like you're getting cold feet and that you're preparing to duck. I'm really disappointed by this news. Testing the waters at 168. Do you think he's going to go back down to 160 to defend his title? Or do you think he's going to move on and vacate? I'm not so sure, but it just feels like Andrade's career is like going absolutely nowhere right now, to be honest. It's going absolutely nowhere. If Andrade does vacate, but he fights someone like Danny Jacobs at 168 next, someone like that, I'd be okay with this. But I've got no faith in Andrade at all right now to fight top opponents. You know, this is bad. This is really, really bad. There's really no excuse for this level of opponent. I mean, Jesus Christ. Anyway, guys, yeah, man, share your thoughts below. Comment, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff, man. Beanie Guy Delboy. Peace.